Liu appeared more concerned with placated Mr. White's sloppiness in executing the scheme rather than the illegal scheme itself. When presented with information about Mr. White, Mr. Liu's immediate response was, quote, I mean, if you were going to do something like that, it's lazy. I mean, if you're not going to do it right, which is entirely no paper trail, don't do it. End quote. He got shook down $800,000 from an employee at Theta that Kyle allegedly knew about and possibly Mitch knew about. He was basically, it sounds like Mitch was more upset of his clock.
This week episode is brought to you by None of Secret Supply of Sauce, the best sauce known to mankind and available on shelf anywhere. Even when the freezer is full of sauce, there is still no sauce for you. You want some of Nona sauce? Too bad, only Nona decides who gets the sauce.
Poppin's poppin' and lockin', Magnum scrutinizing, Poppin' Max Podcast.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Season 4, Episode 32 of the twice over Zilly Award-winning Poppin' Mags Pinecast. Mags, it's been a real boring week.
I know, right? We got Mondayed big time last
Monday,
week.
like you read about.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Let's just get into it.
Yeah,
Bob.
listen, we got Mondayed. I got Wednesday morning, I took off a little family vacation. I'm basically out of pocket, and then come back to an absolute storm of stuff going on, man. Unbelievable week for me, honestly.
Oh, I believe it.
So yeah, looks like there's some lawsuits flying around out there. Is that
That we're aware of
Yeah.
right now. If people don't know, Jerry Cowell, Andrea Barry, Andrea's a friend of the Pinecast. They have some civil lawsuits against Mitch Liu and Theta. Mitchell Liu.
and Sliver?
Did you get a chance to go through
I got a
it?
chance to read most of it. I had intended on reading the rest of it today before we recorded, and then more life happened to me, but that's for another day.
Right. So Dutch is going to love this. I don't think we got time for
Yeah,
football.
no football today, Dutch. Just for you.
In fact, I think if we can't get you, Popper, too, just teasing this week, I might have to, because I kind of want to go over the basis, and I think that will be long
Yeah.
enough. Don't want to get too much detail, but there's things like we can talk more about or that other people in the community know about. So maybe we'll put out some more content this week.
Okay.
Because, there's stuff in here about POG,
Yeah.
Secret Pineapple Society.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
that was really shocking. Currently, right now, we're recording late. A lot of people are already waiting for this episode
Very
Pop,
late,
to come
yeah.
out. It is
Should be
Monday at
dropping
10:29
right now.
p.m. Right. I mean, Pop would be like, just fucking
Just go raw.
don't even edit it, just
Raw
publish it.
dog.
Right? Yeah.
Why not?
Well, I mean, I got to run this through my lawyers.
Joey.
I want to say, so there may be some new people listening, maybe for the first time, or maybe some rage people listening that, maybe have listened once. There's a lot of negative stuff going on
Big
right now on the
Yeah.
boards. It's kind of disgusting. It looks like it's headed by, Theta Ron Theta, and your boy Gary Amers,
Yeah.
Mitch's yacht boy or something like that. Really disgusting. The fact that he's like some kind of motivational person or something for business people. I don't know. He's a fucking loser, if you ask me. And it's pretty much a fact. What I wanted to talk about first is because there's a lot of change in the goalposts. I guess we're talking a little bit about football. A lot of goalposts changing because the lawsuit came out, and they're saying, "Oh, Jerry sued Amazon and what was the other? Netflix." And he's just a serial lawsuitist or something like that, right? And it's bad if I'm the one like, hey, looking this shit up. But Hollywood Reporter basically broke down the Hollywood Reporter. Are they friends of the Pinecast? I hope so. Oh, no, that was not Young Hollywood.
Yeah.
Don't be the change, I think, as they would say. But just real quick, because this is what everyone was complaining about the other day. Oh, looks like Jerry's had a he just suing people. Basically, what the Hollywood Reporter's saying, they covered this when it came out, but Jerry used to work for Netflix first, and he wanted to go to Amazon, and the big guns at the Netflix, Ted Sardanos and Reed Hastings, basically like told him he would regret leaving.
Mm.
And apparently, your boy Ted said it in front of like 200 employees that they're going to make Jerry pay for leaving. And Jerry gets over to Amazon, right? And then, so now he's at Amazon, and Netflix is like, because they're a big AWS customer too. They're like, oh, he stole information and use that like proprietary or whatever, like special information.
Okay.
And so he even had to submit his computer and devices, USB and everything to show that he didn't do that. And he didn't, but then Amazon refused to say that he didn't do it, and he got released. And then Amazon basically right after hiring him and after this stuff happened, they feels like allegedly that Netflix did want to do that and basically colluded with Amazon to get rid of him. That's what the lawsuit was about. Amazon said that they had a strict liability policy that mandated his termination. So he's basically
Whoa.
suing because he got fucked over. What I was trying to say is I was looking at the AI, and I was like, because everyone like the Twitter, all the incels on Twitter, they're like, they're, they're like, well, it was dismissed, so Jerry lost. So I asked ChatGPT, not a proud sponsor. I was like, oh, does that mean that it was lost? And it's like common that there was a settlement. That's the most common thing that happens is a settlement. When parties come together and reach
Right.
a settlement. So it doesn't mean that there was anything. Oh, he was wrong, or there wasn't evidence or anything like that. It means they could have settled most likely. Courts don't record settlements. Also, the AI told me usually. Anyways,
Huh.
that was long winded.
Yeah, was it?
That was long winded because we didn't get to the juice. But I don't know. There's these disgusting people like Gary Amers and all these fucking people. Are, like, bringing up this divorce thing now,
Ah, yeah.
and, like,
That's
dude
I just saw that.
dude, I mean, obviously, like, it's tough for incels to get married, but marriage is hard. I've been divorced, it fucking sucks.
Marriage is hard.
I was talking to even for, people that make it work, right?
Yeah,
It's
no, I
it's
mean,
hard.
it's hard for
So
sure.
a lot of stuff is said,
If
so,
yeah.
I wouldn't even acknowledge that. I think it's just pretty disgusting that, Gary Amers is just spilling this slop, like, it has nothing to do with the case. So, I'm like, if stuff that so I did almost 25 years in the military, and I had a lot of stupid shit, and I can't even sue for most of the stuff that was done to me in the military, and I would like to.
Mm,
Um, that doesn't mean just because there's lawsuits and stuff like that doesn't mean
yeah.
that and divorce stuff especially. So I mean, I think they're making themselves look really bad. Probably speculation engineered by Mitch and Gary, the
Well,
yacht guy.
the logic being used is everything in that suit that's bad about him is accurate, but everything in the suit that he's saying about Mitch is not accurate. So it's like how like you're looking at 2 documents and just, like, painting totally different pictures of them when and it's not
Right.
apples to apples. It's like you're
And I mean, I'm sure you went through it, but big part of it on, I would say, both Andrea and Jerry's case, it differs on exactly what it was, but POG was a big issue,
yeah,
and there was bonus incentives tied to POG. And I guess this happened with T-Drop too, so Jerry was supposed to get, I don't know, like 200,000 in T-Drop or something, like, worth of
that's all
coins
of
or
it.
400,000. But basically Mitch but they were, vested, and, they
Right.
couldn't use them. They were supposed to be locked up. Mitch allegedly dumped them, which is stuff we've speculated on before. So
Yeah.
he had, I gotta find it, but he had, like, basically, like, an insane supply of them to dump them, and the price dropped over 90 something percent. Mitch also encouraged Andrew and Jerry to invest in POG. And apparently, it seems like what they were shown what they were shown about investing is that, it was all locked up, but it wasn't disclosed that Mitch controlled all million of the marketing and advisor coins, and
10%
then dump
or
them.
something
So
like
you're
that, right?
supposed to get a bonus, and I think it was, I could be wrong. I think it was Jerry put in 10 grand into Pog. I think Andrea put in 20 grand into Pog, and they all had to go through Mitch's sister, Linda Lou. Hello, Linda Lou has entered the chat, and basically when they complained, Linda's like, "Oh, you got to take it up with Pog because Mitch already front run the coins." So sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I just wanna say, like, you know, I'm personally not out to get anybody. I just wanna know the truth, and we've been bringing up a lot of these issues for a long time, and no one has answered our questions or had any arguments back using logic or facts. We had people look up and tie without question, tie Mitch and Theta Labs to the wallet that was completely controlling Pog token originally, and that just wiped everybody out
Yep.
without question. I mean, it's all on the
He
blockchain.
he
And
he stole from us, and he stole from his employees. He stole from everyone other than
yeah,
the people that he allowed to dump on everyone
right.
by front running, which we've talked about
And
plenty of
it
times
and
in the show.
and it's on the blockchain. It was proven. It's proven out. Like it's you can't argue that. And I've had some dealings inside, like, I'm getting like threats to me today
Mm.
about being a part of Ivory's project syndicate. Like, listen, I was helping them. I was. I'll admit that. I was helping them in the Discord. I did a lot of work, but guess what? It was not paid. I was not a part of the official team over there working on the project getting paid. I was helping out in the Discord. I helped out with the tokenomics. I was just a guy that loved the project, that was involved in it, appreciated Ivory, his artwork, and all of his creative that he was doing, and wanted to be a part of it. I We had talks, and that was supposed to turn into its own marketplace where things were gonna there was gonna be even more drops that were gonna be involved, and me and my boy Zilla were gonna be involved in that marketplace. And dude, I was looking forward to that so much. Like, I had one foot out the door at work for the longest
I
time,
remember. I
just
remember.
waiting for this to happen. And guess what, man? It never came to fruition. And things, life works like that. It's not like what happened in that wasn't a scam. Like, that was just a business that ran into walls, right? But look at all of the other Theta NFT communities and projects that were built on Theta as from community side. None of them came through. So it's like, do you think each of the individual founders is at fault, or is there something bigger that is causing this that is at fault, where the common denominator is they're all being built on Theta, and who's the head of Theta, right? Like, it's so I mean, I we just want the truth. I just want to know the truth. I don't care what the truth is. And this goes for all aspects of my life. I don't care what the truth is. I just want to know it. I
Mhm.
want to be able to act upon what is actually true. And the fact that we've been bringing this stuff up for ages about and oh, sorry, but the reason I brought up the Ivory thing, it's like, as I'm being part of the Ivory team unofficially, to help out. I was asked to be in a meeting with Theta Labs, and it was like an hour later was supposed to happen, and then all of a sudden Mitch is like, "No, cancel the meeting." And I was like, "Well, what happened?" And Ivory's like, "Oh, well, he didn't know who you were, so he didn't take the meeting. He didn't want to get he didn't, and he only wants to have a meeting with me. Like, he wanted to basically corner Ivory with all the Theta Labs people and not have the guy there that was like running the tokenomics, that has the more math brain rather than Ivory's, creative brain." So that's my background with Mitch. And it was nothing ever good. Like, and obviously being involved heavily with Pines, you start to hear stuff, and it's like now you read about it in that lawsuit, and it's like, yeah, this is basically exactly what we thought happened, right? And now it's on
Mhm.
paper out there. It's like
Well,
this
and
stuff isn't just being made up.
not only that, the disgusting part, and it was covered in both lawsuits, Jerry and Andrea, was the so should we just kinda, like, get to that then?
Go ahead.
Hold on, right before we get this, okay, in Andrea's, lawsuit. Mr. Liu and other Theta employees would use fake accounts to drive up prices on auctions that occurred on ThetaJob to make the platform appear more attractive to content creators and also drive interest from consumers. This is another topic I want to talk to because I have proof of this.
Mad
And
Katy Perry fan, right?
r-
6969.
right, the Mickey Mouse as it's
Now it's
in the
Mickey Mouse. Right?
now it's Mickey Mouse. So
Oh,
people,
Mickey Mouse, Mitchell.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So that uh that I don't want to bother. I want to get to that. Okay, I'll just say this. Okay, so we know that account is Mitch because Mitch and or Theta set it up for Mitch. But if you're the CEO of that and you
It's
set all this
somehow
up,
Theta. It's Theta.
yeah,
It's
it's Theta and it's most likely Mitch because you know how JE has his pass away, which is another NFT,
yeah,
as his profile pic. So him, Wes, and Mitch got gifted pass away NFTs, special ones with visors or whatever, like Theta VR
cool looking
visors.
ones. Yeah.
Very cool. And like, I think they all use him as a profile. JE still has it on his profile. That's in the Mickey wallet. And
Oof.
there is a crypto Sherpa video that recorded the end of the auction.
Shout out Sherpa.
He hasn't known this. I haven't talked about it, but basically, because what happened is after all those auctions, you don't see who won it. It only shows the winner, right? For some reason, it doesn't show everyone else
Who bid on it? Yeah.
who bid on it. So it's like they got rid of it. Well, Mickey was on there with his like bid, which is ties to Mitch's account. So like they think we're retarded and stupid. Um, but anyways, I'll get into more detail later this week on that. And
Oh boy.
I maybe we'll get Chief in,
Tease.
and maybe we'll do a live stream.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness.
but we'll talk about more of that. But
You realize it's American Christmas this week, right?
oh yeah, it is. If yeah. Uh, so anyways, Mickey would place bids on Katy Perry NFTs and other stuff, among others, and joked about his various manipulation on Theta's internal Slack channel, which there's some interest in snapshots of in the in Andrea's lawsuit. Okay. But let's go to talk about the Secret Pineapple Society NFT. So they did what millions what at least like $3 million in sales and secondary sales and in auctions and stuff like that, I believe it was around
Yeah.
close to, given that range. But so here we'll talk about the self-dealing and fraud with respect to the Secret Pineapple
You're
Society
going in now,
NFTs.
dude.
What I am?
Yeah. Or maybe it's May.
Okay. In September 2023, James Simmons, an artist and U.S. Navy veteran who creates NFTs that were sold on Theta's marketplace, ThetaDrop, under the brand name Secret Pineapple Society, reached out to Ms. Berry. Mr. Simmons reported to Miss Berry that Matt White, a ThetaDrop project manager, had demanded kickbacks from creators for listing NFTs on ThetaDrop. So, just real quick for context, back then, like it was like a 50-50 split, right, Pop?
60/40 is what I
Oh
heard.
my gosh. Uh, so Mr. Wright represented to Mr. Simmons that he had complete control over access to ThetaDrop as a condition of Mr. Simmons being permitted to list his NFTs on ThetaDrop. Mr. White demanded that Mr. Simmons sign a side agreement with him, which, among other things, required Mr. Simmons to share revenue from the proceeds of the sale of his NFTs, not only with Theta itself, who owned and operated ThetaDrop, but also separately Mr. White. The Secret Pineapple Society NFT drop became one of the most successful in Theta's history. Mr. Simmons told Miss Berry that Mr. White had misappropriated over $800,000 in NFTs and sale proceeds through a kickback scheme. Additionally, White created and sold counterfeit SPS artwork on Theta Drop, falsely claiming it as Mr. Simmons' original work and intellectual property, which, while personally keeping the proceeds from third-party buyers who aren't aware they are purchasing Mr. White's counterfeits. Mr. Simmons also shared documents with Ms. Berry showing that Kyle Laffey, ooh, the current head of partnerships who managed Mr. White during that period, knew about and enabled this behavior. Mr. Simmons suspected that Mr. Liu was also aware. It gets so good. So, given the seriousness of these allegations and their potential impact on Theta's reputation, Ms. Berry decided to travel to the Bay Area to report the matter to Mr. Liu directly with their Los Angeles counterpart, Jerry Cowell. When they met at Theta's office on September 20th, 2023, however, Mr. Liu appeared more concerned with placating Mr. White's sloppiness in executing the scheme rather than the illegal scheme itself. Notably, when presented with information about Mr. White, Mr. Liu's immediate response was, quote, I mean, if you were going to do something like that, it's lazy. I mean, if you're not going to do it right, which is entirely no paper trail, don't do it, end quote. uh, Jerry's lawsuit also echoes a similar statement that they both heard. So he got shook down $800,000 from an employee at Theta that Kyle allegedly knew about and possibly Mitch knew about. He was basically, it sounds like Mitch was more upset it was caught. I wonder how $800,000 extra in James Simmons' bank account, would have helped with what he was trying to do with the Secret Pineapple Society.
Yeah, a ton, for
Uh,
sure.
it's like we got ripped off.
And meanwhile, he's getting blamed for going on a little vacation. Remember, it took like 5 months for him to get the original funds from the drop in the first place. Like, they were
Right.
holding it captive on him. Like, the way they treated every single community project is just abysmal. Like, I mean, how it's no wonder none of them are doing anything. There were so many promising projects. Pines, Tigons, Syndicate, the Passaways, you name it. Like, I mean, even HGH is still going through, but it's like all of these, like, and all of these they could have been something, but no, it was what they were was just liquidity for Theta Drop and others.
Yeah, and I'll get the interns. We will post these lawsuits.
We
Both.
will?
Yeah, we're gonna post them.
How would I mean, weren't they paid for?
They were
Is that how we
paid
got them?
for. Well,
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna tell them now. I mean,
Oh.
they're gonna have to figure it out. But I mean, the point of that was that these people that are demanding, yelling at us all the time on Twitter and X, right? Like, you guys are a piece of shit. You guys suck. But you know what's funny? They never say that you guys are 2 times Zilly Award winning, which is factually correct. So they don't, these people, like, why would I give them something like
Yeah.
they could spend the money and get it themselves?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Um,
Why you posting it for 'em?
well, I mean, they might have to listen to the right spot of this episode to find it. But if there are tens and tens out there, or,
Well,
you
that I
know,
agree with,
now
yes, yeah.
Naomi Trader, he says, maybe 11s and 10s with him this week listening. So, uh, because I don't want to gatekeep it for our fans,
That's
and I don't.
Canadian math, though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no,
you get what I'm saying? Like, why would
no,
I?
for
Because I
sure,
mean,
like,
look how they're tearing Jerry apart for
they're
stuff
tearing
that
us
has no.
apart.
Well, and us, and Andrea, and Jerry.
Yeah, well, Jerry's taking the heat now too, and then it's like, all of a sudden, like, I just saw it's like, "Oh, yeah, we're like" I forget what the guy said, like, the Homer Pineapple, he's
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, their hero is a child beater," or something like that. It's like, "What the heck?" Like, how where well, I left work on Tuesday and came back home after like 8.5 hours in the car on Saturday, and just been a whirlwind ever since. And I wake up to that. It's like, what happened?
Yeah.
How did
My
we get here?
my not to make anything about me, but my last military assignment, you know this, I worked with the US Marshals in Albany,
Yeah.
and, we were on a task force. uh, we helped get
Special forces.
no, but I was an intel analyst, and I helped find the bad guys. Lot of sex crime people.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna stop there. A lot of sex.
Oh, no, yeah, I should've. A lot of sex crimes, a lot of,
Dirtbags. Yeah.
total fucking dirtbags.
Yeah.
I the I got recognized for my work on a US Marshal top 15 case where we had a baby killer, who
Mm.
killed a baby that wasn't even theirs with drugs. So, like, I take scumbags seriously,
Yeah.
and, they're just it seems like there's a smear campaign just to discredit them because it isn't, and that's not what it is. I know what real scumbags are.
Mhm.
They're these really bad people that I help arrest, and, like, people like Gary Amers, so
Oh, man.
but, it there's a common theme, and it's like, he's picked our pockets, he picked his employees' pockets, Mitch, allegedly, and we've said this for a while. I see Kyler's getting I don't think they're tagging Kyler, but I see Kyler from, CEO of Pog Digital, he's getting
Yeah, I see some pictures.
that
Yeah.
don't make any sense to me. I don't know
Yeah.
what's wrong with any of the pictures, but, he got screwed over by
For
Pog.
sure.
He got screwed over by Mitch, who basically, they're quote unquote partners.
Just like everybody else in the Theta community.
Right. Where is this? We should just go into that then.
Yeah, the wallet that got hacked, remember? Yeah.
Oh, I
Baloney.
remember. I remember, but so in November 2023, Theta began preparing for the release of a token on the Theta network associated with Pog Digital. As part of the token raise, Pogs were offered for purchase to Theta employees in connection with an internal private sale. Mr. Liu informed employees that the purchased tokens would not become immediately available upon the official token launch day. Instead, the tokens would vest quarterly in 25% tranches. Ms. Berry later learned Mr. Liu did not disclose to employees that 10% of the total supply of tokens had been allocated into market and advisors. So we knew that because we saw that. But
Yeah.
it looks like what Ms. Berry is alleging that is for the private investors were not uh,
It was a
made aware of that.
different
Right.
handbook.
Right. And also that, like Mitch is the one that was like wanted people to get in on it. Those
Right.
tokens would all be unlocked upon being issued. Moreover, as Miss Berry learned later, these earmarked tokens were distributed directly to Mr. Liu by Mr. Liu personally and were not actually intended to be used for any marketing efforts. Liu strongly encouraged employees to invest in POG token. Prior to launch, he made frequent public statements via Theta's Slack message channels to the effect that POG token was going to be, quote, big, and he frequently publicized how much capital had been raised in an attempt to induce more investment. So here they have some screenshots. Apparently, Owen was like, "Oh, should I increase my allocation?" Because Mitch is like, "Hey, it's going to be big. It's going to be
Right.
huge." Ms.
Huge.
Ms. Berry, who was not aware of Lou's misrepresentations at the time, eventually invested 20 grand of her personal funds. In addition, Mr. Liu told Ms. Berry and some of her colleagues that they would be receiving 2 million POG tokens each for doing a quote great job. In February 2024, Kyler Frisbee, the CEO of POG, with whom Ms. Berry had established a working relationship, contacted Ms. Berry privately to tell her that prior to the launch of the POG token, Mr. Liu was engaging in aggressive buy-in and trade-in of the token.
Yeah, which was what was proven out already.
Mass through numerous well, we're just reporting the lawsuit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, not everyone's listening to the Pop Mags Pinecast, the number one Pinecast out there.
Well done.
Masked through using numerous microtransactions in order to manipulate the price. So we talked about this because what I was hoping to see in any of these lawsuits. I don't know if it was actually mentioned. I don't think it was, but the Theta had the decks, right? And
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
could only see 5 or 6 pages of transactions of information.
Right.
So it could be the middle of the night and all these big transactions could go through. And then you could do little ones to cover them up and fade it out.
Yep.
And the Theta blockchain explorer is seems like it's intentionally set up to make it like impossible to find a fucking thing. It
It's
is
difficult.
the worst blockchain explorer I've ever fucking seen. And I mean, I'd put it probably below BitConnect,
Wow.
blockchain explorer.
It couldn't.
No, it's fucking bad. Unless it's the current transaction or if you only use the wallet a few times, you can't you can't find it. Now there's a couple other places where it's a little bit easier, but it's still tough to hammer stuff down. And I don't know about APIs, I know about PIEs, you know?
I eat pie.
Yeah. We're very pro pie,
Oh yeah.
sponsored. I mean, because we ate pie, we're sponsored by pies, just like, we spent 7 million on cloud services. So,
We're
Google's a
partners.
proud partner. Yeah, we're partnered with Pi. Okay.
I partnered with Stop and Shop today.
Did you? Oh,
Mm.
that's good. Not a proud sponsor, but a partner, right?
Yes, partner.
Just like Pog wasn't a proud, but just real quick, just disclosure, like any money we've made on this podcast, basically the only real chunk of money we got was from Pog for airing 3 commercials. You declined it because you're like, "Oh, you do all the work," and I tried to split it with you, and you would not, and we just kept running
But it's
commercials.
true.
It's true. No, it's true. I just wanna make sure people know. It wasn't a ton of money, but it wasn't nothing,
No.
and, we appreciate that because
Yeah.
they we love being here for the community. It was just nice to get something like that, but probably use that myself to buy more Pogs, honestly. So, but anyway, I just wanted to like disclose that they're like the only one $15 from those popcorn referrals codes, but that's about it,
Doc
honestly.
Theta gave us some tea fuel back in the day.
And that is still sitting in that account.
It is. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
we were gonna use that for something, but we didn't, which is well, I
Should
digress.
have at the
I
time.
just wanted to say that because we have talked about this before. I just wanted to bring it back up, but like you never got paid from Ivory. I never got paid from
Right.
James.
Yeah.
Maybe we got some NFTs or
That
something,
we
but
still own.
that we still own. Right. I've never sold an NFT I was gifted. Um, unlike some. But yeah,
And if you did sell it, there's really nothing wrong with it. But I'm just saying, like, even those that we were given, we haven't sold. So,
correct.
I mean, give me a
Correct.
break. Anybody trying to say like we sold them about a basket of goods, like, nah, get out of here. Like that's
No.
just absolutely ridiculous. Prove it.
No. All
And
right.
then pay me. Pay me and then
Pay
prove
me.
it. Pay me first.
So on February 9th, 2024, Linda Lou, hello. And we will be right back.
Papa Max, yeah. Papa Max. Papa Max Podcast. Papa Max Podcast.
Linda Lou who?
Miss Linda Lou, who Nepo kid Linda Lou. I'm sure she got that because she was just fucking great.
Wait, what's the girl's name on
Linda
the
Lou,
Grinch?
who Sally Mae,
Lucy who?
but regardless, so Linda Lou, Mr. Lou,
Irregardless.
Mr. Mitchell Lou's sister, and Theta's customer service specialist, who had processed the $20,000 investment, informed Ms. Berry that the first unlock of tokens would occur May 15th, which was moved from May 1st, which we talked about why that was, whatever. But what they're alleging, this appears to have been calculated to leave more time for Mr. Liu to manipulate and sell their tokens prior to the initial 25% of the tokens being released to private investors, which correlates to when those quote unquote what did they call him? What did the crybaby guy who was blaming all this on Kyler,
Yeah.
the Theta nurse,
Yep.
whatever her
Metaverse
name
nurse.
is? Yeah. Uh, basically, uh, they moved all the liquidity then out of the Theta.io, which was the DEX that Theta
Right.
Labs set
The
up
Theta
and
swap.
ran.
Yeah.
Yeah, Theta Swap, right? Thank you. And moved it to MEXC, and then MEXC had a KYC requirement.
Yeah.
I think that hit June 30th. So now finally everyone so by the time people unlocked their Pog coin, it was worthless. And any it, it wasn't worthless. It was worth a lot more than it is now, right? But bu- but and that's not a reflection of Pog. That's a reflection of Mitch Liu supposedly front running
Yeah.
Podcoin. He and any investor should be upset of Theta at any level that oh you believe in this guy, but it's okay for him to rip off his partners, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not okay to it's not okay to complain that it's okay that oh he made that money because moved it to MEXC. So the majority of the and since they were in tranches, the coins vesting, right, coming out, we didn't get all of our coins, but he had all the coins. And so then he moved the liquidity all the way over to MEXC before the KYC requirement, and he wanted to get that established. So finally, when people really couldn't trade because one, the value, I mean, it was such a kick in the balls because the value went down to Podcoin,
Yeah.
and the devs, that's what they call them, the devs, right? And so
Right. Yeah.
these
Yeah. The
devs
devs.
were 3 accounts that either are Mitch or Mitch-related entities. They weren't developing anything for the game because Kyler actually, like, had to pay his devs cash money,
Right.
for the devs, for the work on the game because that was confusing, but it was like Kyler was told, he had to sit on the grenade, I guess.
Yeah.
So anyways, this appears okay. In March 2024, Mr. Frisbee contacted Ms. Berry to tell her that Mr. Liu was, quote, dumping, i.e., selling, POG tokens, and that even though Mr. Frisbee had asked him to stop, Mr. Liu had not done so. Ms. Berry was so concerned, who was concerned not only was an employee, but also as an investor. Informed Mr. Liu about the issues with the token. In response, Mr. Liu attempted to convince Mr. Frisbee and Theta employees that POG developers were responsible rather than anyone at Theta. It goes on a bit, something we can break down in some kind of bonus content. Uh, I'm sure
Yeah.
we can get some people from POG, hopefully involved or whatever in this. But the interesting thing here, right, is in November, roughly 1 month prior to ThetaCon, Mr. Liu offered Mr. Frisbee $300,000 in T-Fuel tokens to write a tweet saying that Pog's issues with Theta had been misunderstood.
Wow.
ThetaCon is the one annual gathering where community members, partners, and community executives come together to discuss the network's future. Given the significant role of the sentiment in sustaining a token ecosystem, Mr. Liu was deeply concerned that negative publicity around POG token could damage Theta's reputation heading into the event. So in December, Mr. Frisbee eventually agreed to write the tweet despite strong reservations he had expressed on a phone call to Andrea because Mr. Liu told him he was receiving death threats and was concerned for his family and safety. Mr. Frisbee's tweet did not disclose that he had been paid $300,000 to publicly promote Theta, which is also a common thing with people that promote Theta. They don't share it like that. Who's that guy? Dick Clark. You know what I'm talking about, right? Not the
Yeah.
Rockin' New Year's Eve guy, but
Oh.
um, you know what I'm talking about. Some guy I don't even know. He was like paid, but he never disclosed it. The thing I will say is, I think that sounds very true, and Kyler didn't disclose it, but he kind of did personally to most of everyone involved in Pog. It was tense. Mitch had I was there. You weren't. It was in Vegas, the ThetaCon 24, and Mitch had a bulletproof vest on. Because he was concerned, and Pog people were still upset. Everyone kind of knew what was going on, and we're glad that finally some money's coming back to Pog because, like, people like Kyler and his brother, who's part of Pog and is an executive, some other people, like, still weren't getting paid from, like, all the work they've been doing with Pog. So, it was, it was getting reinvested back into Pog, which everyone would see as good, but it shouldn't have even come to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it shouldn't have. It's good. That piece of it is good, but, it's like these banks that used to manipulate silver.
Mhm.
They'd make $1 billion and then get a $250 million fine, right?
Right, right, right.
So it's like, okay, that sounds like a great
And nobody
business.
nobody goes to jail.
Nobody goes to jail. You
Yeah.
just get a fine, which is 25% of what you made. It's like, okay, where's the downside? That just sounds
There's no
like it's like the
disincentive
cost
to.
of doing business,
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, let's steal $1 million and then we're the heroes because we gave back 300,000. Yeah. Okay, yeah, if you're blind and dumb, that sounds like a good thing.
This seemed like because the incels get hot over discrimination stuff. I also I was a equal opportunity advisor in Kuwait and Saudi Arabia for the army,
Shout
and,
out.
uh, I will tell you that that stuff, um, does happen, and it doesn't always have to be, like, a big investigation because ideally you want stuff taken care of at the lowest level, and, like, for example, we had this, one of our soldiers, young kid, was Asian, nothing wrong with that, and he was getting teased by some Marines, and, his his coworkers weren't at the chow hall, the coworkers weren't sticking up for him. And so like he came to me and he was afraid to come to me when he's like, "Hey, one of the guys is just like making fun of me." So it's like you need to stand up for your guy. And this was going on during COVID and they were calling it China virus. So I mean, there was some just nasty stuff being said. And I mean, it's just the kid's like he's just a fucking kid. He's just a baby. He's probably like early 20s, and have to, overseas serving your country and having to deal with that shit. So like I talked to so all he wanted was for the action to stop. So I got the guy to stop it. He kind of pretended like it didn't happen. And then I was like, dude, we know what happened. And then he was upset, he apologized, like, we're not looking to get anyone in trouble. We just want to like fix this action. No one deserves to be tired like that, especially when you're like
Yeah.
overseas during COVID, which was awful, and you've heard me bitch about that a lot.
Yeah,
Uh,
and you're serving your country. Like, yeah.
right. So, so in this case, Mr. Liu's efforts to sideline Ms. Berry and further reports. As Ms. Berry became aware of other fraudulent behavior at Theta and tried to correct it, Mr. Liu grew increasingly annoyed with her and worked to push her aside. Just like Mr. Liu had excluded Ms. Berry from further discussions regarding the SPS fraud, I glazed over that one, but she raised concerns again. He cut her out of conversations about POG fraud. After she raised concerns about Mr. Liu's market manipulation and fraud, Mr. Liu began excluding her from involvement with POG. In addition, on May 30th, 2024, only 2 weeks after the meeting, Mr. Liu and Ms. Berry regarding POG token, Mr. Liu expressly told Ms. Berry that she should sideline herself. At a dinner with several other Theta executives, Mr. Liu told Ms. Berry that she should, quote, get pregnant. This comment came as a shock to Ms. Berry, not only because it was
Wow.
inappropriate, yeah, I know, on its face, but also because she and Mr. Liu had never discussed the topic before, and were certainly not close enough on a personal level for him to make such a comment. I agree. I don't know.
Wow.
It's like,
I
uh,
mean, there's like one level to be at to say something like that, and that's as a husband to a wife. Like,
and
what,
you're the
you know,
boss. You're the CEO
my
of the
goodness,
company, right? Uh, the
I
timing
couldn't
of
imagine.
Yeah, how awkward is that? The timing of the comment shortly after Ms. Berry made another complaint about unlawful business practices appears to have stemmed from resentment about her causing trouble for him in the hope that she would take leave from the company. On June 5th, 2024, Ms. Berry and some of her colleagues raised concerns about a generative AI product that was preparing to release. The product had no parameters preventing the creation of revenge porn, child sexual abuse material, or other use that would violate the law. including intellectual property law. Mr. Liu dismissed the substance of these concerns and said that Theta would, quote, make sure we weren't liable, end quote, by launching the product under a fake company name with an AI generated CEO so that there would be no real company or person to be held accountable. Kind of like we are just talking about.
Unbelievable.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah.
It sounds like remember there was the Rick and Morty? Do you remember that? The Rick
I
and
wasn't big
Morty.
into Rick and Morty, but I know
No,
what that.
the it was like a Theta contest.
Oh, yeah,
To
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like, yeah, no
the
copyright.
NFTs.
You've
Yeah,
brought that up a million times.
yeah.
So it seems like right here, I
And they
mean,
were
she's
legit Rick and Morty, like,
oh
it
my
wasn't
god.
like it
Yeah,
was
not like
almost a carbon copy.
not like a oh, what's the other pop one? Dick and Gary Amers. Um, Around this time, Ms. Berry also noted that Mr. Liu was not including her in client calls, even those with whom she had established a relationship and rapport. That's a funny word. Rapport.
Yeah.
RAPPORT. Yeah, I don't get that. It doesn't seem like it should. But Mr. Liu seemed to be less interested in Ms. Berry's updates during weekly management meetings, and he often failed to timely respond to otherwise simply ignored her questions and messages on Slack about important deal and partner matters. But so it gets a little bit juicier.
Hmm.
In October 2024, Ms. Berry had a meeting with the CEO of Replay and another Theta partner that had launched its own token. The Replay CEO told Ms. Berry that he was concerned about continuing to work with Theta because Replay had experienced price manipulation and insider self dealing when its own token was launched prior to Ms. Berry's time at the company. He expressed the belief that the thing that quote, "The thing that is happening with Pog is the exact same thing that happened to us, and we believe it to be the same executive," end quote. Miss
Wow.
Berry informed Mr. Liu and other executives of the complaint. In response, Mr. Liu became hostile and expressed frustrations with Replay. He immediately removed Ms. Berry from any further involvement in both Pog and Replay accounts, assigning them to a part-time employee based in Amsterdam, even though Pog and Replay were in US time zones. That's gotta be Wes Levitt, because he's the only
Part-time.
part-time employee I know, part of the Holy Trinity, but he's got a real full-time job and some other fake jobs, right?
Mm.
Like, this one at Theta, so that's gotta be Wes. That's so funny. At as
Yeah,
Theta
isn't that, like, when he came out with didn't he do an AMA with them, right?
Yeah, I
And
don't
then
know. He
he
did.
tried to ask questions? That
Right, and
fits.
they all got sidelined.
Yeah, that
And they
fits.
did the so real quick, gang, they did the AMA, and we've talked about issues with Replay before, numerous times. That could be we've already done plenty of episodes talking about all that, but they
This is an issue on top of our issues.
on our issues because okay, I'll do a real quick, uh, you Replay shut US customers off from claiming their tokens that they earned by watching and building their platform. They said they weren't allowed, and they said multiple times we were getting them. They came on our show, and we promoted them for free. We did like commercials just because we were excited about this project. Eventually, they said when push came to shove, they refused to give. So they gave the rest of the world their coins. So we missed out on making money for selling our coins, and
But
then
does this make you second guess who actually
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, oh, totally. I mean, Chris and Dan are assholes. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
They had
Uh,
no backbone to stand up for it, yeah.
Fuck no. Fuck no. But this guy, I didn't really know, but I kind of gave him a hard time because, so, and Theta was aware of that. Theta didn't think they had to say anything to their quote unquote partner and then replay. And so they wouldn't interject in it. And what happened was, Uh, replay, they wouldn't interject in it. Oh, yeah, so then the AMA, they gave so it was the publicity? I can't even fucking say it.
Publicity,
That one too.
yeah.
That around, replay was terrible because most of the people that were involved in replay were based in the US. so they couldn't
Right.
access their coins, and we've been nonstop shouting about it. Our they try to buy Swampy out.
Right.
Remember that?
Yep.
And
Yep.
Swampy said, "Hell no, I'm not." He wasn't laying down
Too
to get
much
coins.
integrity.
Yeah, too much integrity. I mean, we're very humble. He's got integrity, so Theta didn't care and gave more exposure to Replay, who has like no one following them on Twitter, as opposed to Theta. So they, Wes ran this AMA with them, and then they ignored all the real hard questions. So they cherry picked those questions. Uh, right? That's about right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Goes on to talk about how Theta's perceived value. Mr. Liu further instructed Miss Berry specifically to falsely claim that she was having discussions with large companies about using Theta's technology, even if no substantial talks occurred, to boost public perception. He told her to do so with Netflix, Amazon Video, and as many others as possible. He's like, it says, I'd like to claim that we in talks with major players, end quote. That was all a quote from Mitch, I guess. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's right there. And they have the thing. So, uh, we've how long have we talked about the fake partners?
A long time. Yeah. Like, you know, are they yeah, it's been a running joke forever, right? I just said it before. I partnered with Stop and Shop, right? We
Yeah.
like what's a
Yep.
real partner? And now it looks like exactly what we thought. Oh, you're paying them to use the chat bot. Okay, now it makes sense why someone would use it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but they have a validator node. Okay, but Data's the one that's allegedly maintaining it for them. It's
Right.
like, okay, yeah,
They're not doing
here's a
shit.
million Data or whatever. Who cares? Like whatever 100,000, whatever the number is, and then you just put a name on it. It's like, okay, like does that really mean that it's theirs? Can you just put any name on it? Like,
Right. Well,
yeah,
so it's funny. So we're jumping kind of back to beginning, and that's kind of fine about these quote unquote fake partnerships or highly misleading
yeah,
partnerships. We talked about. So, for example, in 2024, Mr. Liu made a deal whereby Theta would pay trusted media brands $200,000 to leverage Theta's live streaming functionality within its mobile apps. Mr. Liu negotiated that trusted media brands included a quote powered by Edge Cloud end quote logo within these apps, with which Mr. Liu used to misleadingly suggest that Theta powered these entire apps, which was
right,
not the case. And then, similarly, Theta announced a partnership with Google in May of 2020. In reality, Theta simply agreed to spend 7 mil on Google Cloud products
wow,
and to use GCP Google Cloud products as part of the network. Theta in reality was a customer of Google Cloud product, nothing more. And then a
huh,
quote from, Kyle, "Google, NASA, who's next?" We covered the NASA stuff, I think, on Twitter a bit, but,
yeah.
this one, I don't know if you had anything to talk about it. Alpha Crypto, do you know anything about this?
I read it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you wanna chime in? I feel like
Do
I
you
just
wanna do you wanna continue, or wanna leave that for a teaser for next week or for later? We're getting
no,
deep
let's
here.
just, we've kind of,
And
like,
what
banged out most of Andrea's complaint,
okay.
kind of didn't get to Jerry's. I can
Well, remind me if I'm wrong, but
Okay.
what it looked like was that Alpha Crypto was an entity that was owned by Sliver, so
Yep.
the company basically, that was set up, a few weeks before with
Mhm.
no mention of Theta, and then there was some kind of partnership agreement, made with them, with
Yep.
Alpha Crypto, and then they started posting about it
So it
when
appeared legitimate,
it
which
appeared
also
legitimate, but it was just a sister company.
right, which kinda feels just like that, what is that German T-Mobile bullshit? Because I don't know if you've seen some of the tweets from them.
Hmm.
It's just like, "Oh, who from Theta's running this account?"
Oh,
Do you know what I'm talking
yeah.
about?
No, but I yeah.
Uh, Mitch Liu directed a Theta employee to create fake social media account to post as Alpha Crypto weeks in advance. So this is kind of, you had
Yeah.
a good breakdown of this. Told not to mention Theta basically until the announcement. Similarly, Theta touts partnerships with Levita, which is another company that originated from Mr. Liu himself. Mr.
Right.
Liu was listed as the company's CEO,
As
excuse me,
reported here
on registration paperwork
years
and in
ago.
the initial press before the records were corrected. Now the CEO is purportedly Ali Francacha,
Baba.
who is Theta's sole board member and a partner of Camford Capital, previously DHVC slash Dahana Capital, one of Theta's most significant early investors. Theta lists on its website companies that no longer have any relationship with Theta and some that have never collaborated with it. For example, Theta lists trusted media brands, proprietary Fail Army and the Pet Collective on its websites as AI partners, even though the company is no longer involved with Theta, nor was never involved with any of Theta's AI technologies. So, and yeah, I guess we can say the fake validator node section, unless you want to sum that up, because I don't even people are sick of me already. I know it.
No, I think we can save that one, but I think I touched on it a bit of like, who's to say that those are actual people running validator nodes, right? You make a partnership agreement and you add on to it. Oh, here you go. Here's 100,000 data. We'll run you a validator node for you and just pay the T fuel from it. When really it's not decentralizing anything. Data's still controlling it, and you're just putting a name on it that it was you basically paid them, that they didn't buy them.
Yeah. Well, I guess give me one. I'm gonna take another stab at the apple. Um, there's also a section here, Mr. Liu's history of scams. Although unknown to Miss Berry, she was hired. Theta was not the first company Liu founded that engaged in dubious or outright illegal schemes. In 2007, Mr. Liu founded OfferPal, a virtual currency monetization platform. In a 2009 TechCrunch expose called Scamville, the social gaming ecosystem of hell, OfferPal was called out as a hub for deceptive promotions and other scams. To distance the company from the scandal, OfferPal acquired and rebranded as Tapjoy in 2010 when Mr. Liu left the company. I don't know if you remember, I kind of brought this up a bit ago,
I
and
remember, yeah.
yeah, and he was like forced out. I know he was sued for $50,000, I believe. We talked about this too. To distance himself from OfferPal, Mr. Liu claims he founded Tapjoy in 2017 instead of OfferPal because he didn't want to be associated with his scam because it was a nightmare for the CEOs that took over that company from like
Right.
what he and that girl did at OfferPal. So,
Yep.
yeah, I guess we'll leave it out there. I want to put out more content this week and maybe finish this and then dive into Jerry Cowell's lawsuit, which is similar. But do you have any thoughts, Popper, from what you read? I like to hear your breakdown. You're like,
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's unfortunate what I'm reading, and it lines up with what we thought was true, with
they are
what
who
Occam's
they thought
razor,
they were. Yeah, right.
So, I'd love to see proof otherwise and data to go to $1,000 a token. Uh, but I find it hard to believe.
I find it hard to believe, and it's just it's nice seeing the people that I've talked about who really never got involved in NFTs.
Yep.
It's like, oh well, you guys were duped, so fucking suck an egg, right?
Right.
But like, allegedly scamming money out of creators. I'm sure you have you have more stories about Ivory, um, and there's others. Maybe like you said, there's something to Theta slash Mitch being involved in, you know, issues that we've had with what is it, replay, right?
Yeah,
So I mean, it wasn't all. It's possible it wasn't all on replay, but I mean, it doesn't excuse him nonetheless. But
I
I
agree.
think there's I think there's some valid stuff in here.
Yeah.
Um, And and honestly, too, I think there's probably action. There's something maybe for a possible class action lawsuit against Theta and Theta Drop.
Agreed.
And I know there's other smart people in the community, but I would like to join that lawsuit.
Sign me up.
So, yeah, okay.
Alright.
But I
Well,
promise, I'm gonna promise that we're gonna get more content out, and these are gonna get uploaded. Oh, do we have a pod keyword, Papa? Theta lawsuit.
oh boy. There you go.
Theta lawsuit. Capital Theta, capital lawsuit, one word. How about that?
Okay.
All right?
Sounds good.
Tell your friends.
All right, everybody.
And also, if you're listening, I'm gonna put these on the Papa Mags document website.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Come and get 'em.
Saucy.
All right. Well,
All
I'm
right.
sure we'll be seeing you on the boards because they've been lighting up. So,
Yeah.
everybody, it's been a pleasure. We will see you on the boards.
Papa Max Podcast.
You have been listening to the Pops and Mags Pinecast. Music provided by Sushi Cat. Like what you hear? Send that cat a very nicely worded compliment on Twitter at JustAddSpam. Pops and Mags is a Scumbag Hat production in association with Pam's Day Spa.